If you want to actually be able to get results in basketball, to be able to make the right play, the key is peripheral. Now, I got to break this down before we start, right? Let me go full screen real quick. I need y'all to understand this. You see how I'm looking at my camera right now, right? You see how I'm looking directly at my camera. But at the same time that I'm looking at my camera, I know my phone is right here. I know my bottle of water is right here. I know I got some headphones right here. I know I have another bottle of water right here. I know I also have some Post-it notes right here. While I'm still looking at the camera, I know I have my tripod screw right here. While still looking at this camera, right? What is that? It's peripheral. You're looking in one area, but you also understand everything that's going on around it, right? So if you want to be able to make the right play, you have to understand basketball is the same thing. The way he's able to make the right plays in basketball is by understanding where to look at and not focusing on solely one thing. And by doing that, it allows him to be able to make the right play and know how 3 different variables, 3 different players may be interchanging all at the same time, right? So let's take a look at the clips. First play, we're going to talk about this right here, right? We're going to watch this through for a second. You're going to see Isaiah Thomas make passes that exist outside of the play, right? That exist outside of the action. Because you see him come off these 2 screens right here, right? So initially, the players in this action that you're like, okay, he must read Morris here, Beal here, Otto Porter here, right? But watch the play that he's going to end up making, right? He kicks to Al Horford. Why did he end up kicking to Al Horford? Because he wasn't solely focused on the action that he was running. So if y'all begin to actually understand the concept of this, when he comes off the screen, right, he's looking in vicinities, right? So when he comes off this, he's still able to understand that he has that there, and he also has this here. And since he sees Gortat all the way on the nail, right, as he even begins to look to that left side of his, right, he sees Al Horford, who's a shooter, and he can just hit him right there. Right? So he's able to make the play to somebody that's outside of the action because what? He's looking in a vicinity. And so by looking in a vicinity and not coming off the screen saying, oh, I only got to read Marcus Morris because he's got the Roman, or I only got to read Otto Porter because he's got the pop, or I only got to read Bradley Beal because he's the one chasing me. He looks in an area, he looks in the area and he's able to see everything by looking in that area, and now he's able to make the right play. So he's not focused on one thing. He's looking at a number of things by utilizing what? His peripheral, right? So boom, first play right here. He throws it to Al Horford on the wing, who's outside of the entire action, and he's able to knock that shot down, right? Bucket. Notice how he's going to utilize his peripheral. Watch. Pay attention. He's going to do it throughout all these plays, right? Another situation here too. Boom. He drives. He gets into the paint, goes up, kicks out to Gerald Green right there on the corner, knocks it down. Understand, right? Pay attention. What's the direct action within this all, right? It begins first here with Horford, right? And Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder right here. So now you got Kevin Love, who's going to come up and hard hedge, right? And then you have Tristan Thompson, who's going to be ready to go up and hard hedge, right? If necessary, right? So when it comes down to this, you're probably thinking, okay, he's just got to make that read and maybe just the weak side, but pay attention. He goes beyond that in itself because Horford leaves. You see Jay Crowder on the pop, and now he has a driving angle. And now pay attention because even when he gets into the air, right, he gets into the air, right? And how is he even able to understand that Gerald Green is wide open? How is he able to see Gerald Green? The thing is, he doesn't see Gerald Green. You know what he sees? He sees LeBron pinched in. He sees Tristan Thompson pinched in. He sees Kyrie Irving pinched in, right? But specifically LeBron, right? LeBron right here. You see LeBron right there, right? You see LeBron. Specifically LeBron. And by him seeing numbers pulled in, he now knows where his teammates are. And so he's not just tracking where his teammates are because his defender will automatically let him know where his teammate is. Catch what I just said. It's not the pinch, right? It's not his teammate that he's looking at. He's looking at the defender because based on where the defender is, he knows where his teammate is. So you're just naturally going to know that. That's not even something you need to think about. That's why you just read the defense and it'll tell you where your teammate is, right? And if your teammate ended up moving, like say they made a back door, you're going to be able to catch that naturally, right? Your brain, you're just going to be able to catch it in the course of a game, right? So you don't even need to worry about that. You just need to be able to read the help. And if someone's pinched in, somebody's overhelping like LeBron right here. If somebody's overhelping, that's where it's like, oh, somebody is open. Because you literally see 2 people right here on Horford, right? You see LeBron and Tristan Thompson. So as he goes up, he's like, okay, 1, he's on my tail side. I don't feel comfortable shooting that. And then 2, as he's going up, he sees in his peripheral. Just like I said, I could see here, but I could see everything else around me. Right, so at this point in time, Isaiah Thomas kicks out to that corner, and now Gerald Green lifts up, and he's able to go and knock that down. He's using his peripheral, right? Let's keep watching. Next play here. Isaiah Thomas again, right? Comes off the screen, gets in the paint, boom. Kick to Kelly Olynyk. I think he missed this, right? There are bricks this series. I can't even lie to y'all. There are bricks. The Cavs guarded them fantastically, which is why they lost in 4. But nonetheless, like, they didn't have the personnel. They didn't have the star power. They was bricking threes. I ain't gonna lie. They got the ball at IT's hands. It was tough after that. But nonetheless, this is how you make the right plays, right? This is how you make the right plays. So pay attention. Because you saw what he did, right? You saw how he just came off that screen and he didn't even make the read necessary to deal with that screen. So first understand, Kyle Korver, hard hedge, right? They're hard hedging to try to force the ball out of his hands. So now, boom, hard hedge by Korver, chased by Shumpert. And now he ends up getting the angle to get downhill. So now, even at this point when he gets in the paint, how does he know who's going to even be open? Just like I said on the last play, right? Understand, Shumpert is here, your primary man. You got Tristan Thompson here, another person. You got Kyle Korver back here. But understand, you have 2 pinched in, right? You have weak side help, right? Because LeBron's strong side corner. He has weak side help. That's why he has 2 on the ball. So when he ends up getting into the air, right? When he ends up getting into the air, Kyrie Irving, boom. You already see him? Hold on, I don't know what just happened, right? Boom, let me get back. Yeah, you see Kyrie Irving right here, right? Kyrie Irving, right? So boom, he has to go. He has to make a decision. Who is he going to guard? And so he's literally just face guarding Isaiah Thomas at this point in time in the weak side. So he's just going to end up making this kick out straight to Kelly Olynyk, right? So he knows where to look, right? So understand, at what point did he know where to look? This is the point. Once he gets in the paint and he has 2. Because when a lot of y'all get in the paint, you have 2, right? You'll have 2 right here. You just try to put the ball up, right? Isaiah Thomas, and if you're a small guard, you have to get crafty with your passing angles. You have to learn how to remain patient on your drive so you can still be able to understand and be able to read the floor, right? So he knows he has to look to this weak side over here with Avery Bradley and Kelly Olynyk. He knows this is what he has to look for, right? So now it's just a matter, is he going to throw to Olynyk or is he going to throw it to Bradley? It's just a matter of what is Kyrie Irving going to choose. And as you see, Kyrie Irving has his chest to the ball, and he's not really making any decision. He just kicks it to Olynyk. Olynyk lifts up, and he takes that wide open 3, right? Although he missed it, right? He still is able to make that play. My bad, I was kind of covering that up. But nonetheless, right? Olynyk right there, lifting up out that corner, gets that open 3, right? Because he got in the paint, and he then knew where to look. Use his peripheral to know who she then passed it to. Right? Next play. Here, Tristan Thompson gets into the paint. Kick out to Rozier on the wing. Rozier ends up breaking it again. But understand, how do you make that read? Right? He knew exactly where to look. He got the swing, right? Swing. Tristan Thompson late on that stub up. He can't hard hedge. He attacks hard. Splits, right? Splits. At this point, he sees 2 coming over, right? Kyrie Irving, and then you got Kevin Love, right? You got 2 people coming over. So now it's a matter of, who should I just kick the ball out to? And he sees both of them step in to help instead of one coming in to help and the other one staying on the outside. So what did he do? He saw the help and he knew where to go past to because he knew where the help came from. So boom, Rozier on the wing, open 3. Notice how all these shots are wide open shots. It's now just a matter of people knocking down shots. That's all it's a matter of at this point, right? And like I said, you have to be able to know this as a small guard. If you don't know this as a small guard, you will not be able to thrive. That's the level of IQ and understanding you're going to need if you want to be able to be successful as a small guard. And if you're like, dang, how do I even get my game to that level? How do I even begin to pick that up? You begin to learn and study the game. That's the only way. I'm here to tell you that that is the only way to learn the game. You have to use the IQ of the game to your advantage because you don't have the height in your advantage, right? You need to use knowledge to your advantage. You don't have the athleticism in your advantage. You need to use the understanding, the wisdom in your advantage because you don't have the length to your advantage. You don't have the weight to your advantage. So you have to use what? Your mind. So you're going to have to make the investment into your mind if you want to be able to get to that point where you're actually living out the type of game that you want, that you dream of playing. If you want to be able to average 20 and 10, you have to invest into your mind. If you want to be able to score possibly 30, you have to invest into your mind. If you want to be able to just be a successful basketball player who's of use on the floor, you have to invest into your mind. And if you want to invest into your mind and get your game to that point, click the link in the description and join the community. This is one of 22 breakdowns I did on Isaiah Thomas in the community. I'm pretty sure. Let me even show y'all real quick. This is the one I just did for y'all just now. This breakdown right here. I just did another it's a different video, but understand, this is all different coverages. Hard hedge, hard hedge, hard hedge, hard hedge, hard hedge, hard hedge, and soft hedge. Soft hedge, soft hedge, soft hedge. Drop coverage. All pick and rolls. This is the type of investment into your game that you're going to need if you want to be able to succeed. If you don't have the IQ, you will not be able to score. You will not be able to make plays. You will not be able to take advantage of You will not be able to take advantage of anything because you probably won't have the advantage in anything. The advantage you need to build is your mind and your IQ. If you don't have it, it's going to be tough. Straight up.